All right, guys, so here's part two of the review. There's a few quick ones on here, and then there's some of the review problems, so I think it's important we look at those also. Numbers 1 through 4, guys, these are really quick problems. We've done a lot of them, and they should not be missed. Remember, it's a distribution problem. I'm going to do this number 3 real quick, but you're responsible for all of them. First, I have e times e. I get e squared. E times -7 is minus 7e. Then I move to my -4. -4 times e is minus 4e. -4 times 7 is plus 28. Now I need to go back and combine my like terms. If I do that, I get e squared. -7e minus 4e is -11e. And then plus 28. So you've got, most everybody's done really well at that. Make sure in practice, those should be fairly easy. I'd like to look at number 5. It's a pretty easy question if you know what you're doing. It says find the area of the entire rectangle with the given dimensions, okay? Remember area, we can find the area of each of those little rectangles or squares, and we can actually add them all together. It's kind of an easy way to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take x times x in this box. X times x is x squared. Then I'm going to take 5 times x in this box, and you get 5x. So this is sort of like distributing like we did on number 3. Now that I've distributed my x, I'm going to come to the 3. 3 times x is 3x. Then I have 3 times 8 in the last box is 24. So now I can just add all my like terms if I have them. I have 1x squared. That's not going to change. I have 5x's and 3x's together. That's plus 8x. And then I have 24 in the box. I think I multiplied 5 times 3 is 24, guys. I'm sorry, that's 15. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm looking at something different on my sheet here. So I'm going to erase that 24 and correct it. I know you all had it right as plus 15. Sorry about that. So be careful. It is easy to mess up, and there's multiple choice, so hopefully you'd notice. Just be careful on your multiplication. All right, now number 6. It says the length of a side of a square is 5x plus 3. What's the area of the square? Well, guys, we're not going to do this whole problem, but if we have a square, all the sides are the same. So if I have 5x minus 3 on one side, it's 5x minus 3 on the other. Multiply your length times your width, okay? And then it turns into what we did in number 3. So let's go on to number 7. Number 7 is a pretty good one. It's a volume problem. Now, up to this point, we've been talking about area, but remember, volume is length times width times height. Okay, and they give us all 3 of those. They give us x, 6x, and 4x plus 1. Now what I'm going to do is start with my smallest equation. I'm going to start with x, and then I'm going to multiply it by 6x, and I'm going to multiply that by 4x plus 1. Now it doesn't really matter in the order, but what does matter is you don't try to do this all at once. I'm only going to look at the x times 6x first. I'm going to go ahead and move the 4x plus 1 down. Well, if I have x times 6x, that's 6x squared. Now that I fixed that part, I can do the distribution and get my actual area. So first I have 6x squared times 4x. 6 times 4 is 24. X squared times x is x cubed. And then 6x squared times 1 is just 6x squared. And there's your volume. Okay? So be careful there. Don't rush through it. It shouldn't be a very tough problem. All right, guys. Now, other than that, there's some review questions on the test. I'm going to do a few of these that I think are important. Let's go ahead and look at number 8. Now, something important to notice about number 8 is at the end, it has something in bold. It says, write the system of equations only. They're not asking you to solve. They're just asking you to write the system. It says the Rock Prairie Talent Show had 300 tickets available. Adult tickets are $250 and student costs are $1.50. The student council needs to make $650. How many tickets of each do they need to sell? So I know that they're going to sell 300 tickets between adults and students. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say the number of adult tickets plus the number of student tickets is going to equal 300. So there's my first equation. Now I also know the cost, and I don't know exactly how many people are going to come, but I know each adult ticket costs $250. So if I take $250 times the number of adults, I'll get that cost. I know student tickets are $1.50. So $1.50 times the number of students gives me that cost. I also know we want to make $650. Guys, there's your system. We've done a bunch of those. Be careful, it shouldn't be that bad. The next one, graph and shade the solution heavily. You guys have been having a lot of trouble with this. Remember, if we're graphing, we have to solve for y. So the first thing I'm going to do to my equation is subtract 3x from both sides. That leaves me with negative y is less than, I'm going to put my x first, negative 3x plus 4. Now I can't have negative y, so I'm going to divide everything by negative 1. But when I divide by a negative over an inequality, it turns direction. So instead of y is less than, I have y is greater than 3x minus 4. Now I need to graph that. You could use your calculator. You can know that the y-intercept is 0, negative 4. And that the slope is 3, so I'll go up 3, right 1. It's a greater than, so it's a dotted line. And then y is greater than that, so I shade above. So guys, we've done that quite a bit this year. You should be able to solve for y. That shouldn't give you too much trouble. Let's go to the next page. Let's look at number 13. I really just want to talk about it really quick because it's a fairly easy problem. This says what relationship is shown between the values in the table below. Use your calculator. Guys, this is just putting it in your calculator into the stat function. You go stat edit. You put your first column x into L1, your next one into L2. It could be, we have x and y here, it could be a and b, it could be w and z. It doesn't matter. Use your stat. Remember, it's a multiple choice test, so you could always plug some values into the equations it gives you. If you put this one into your calculator, you should get y equals 3.5x. So not a very tough problem. Let's look at number 15. It says Cora needs to get her brakes fixed, but cannot spend more than $315 for repairs. Her mechanic told her that the parts needed to fix her brakes cost $176, and the labor would be $42 per hour. Write an inequality that would determine the number of hours the mechanic can work. It doesn't say solve, it just says write an inequality. The first thing we need to start with was how much she's going to pay no matter what. We know that it's going to cost $176 for her parts. But that's not all it's going to cost her. We know that the mechanic costs $42 an hour. So I'm going to take 42, and I don't know how many hours he's going to work. That's where my x goes. Now, she cannot spend more than $315. So $315 cannot be bigger than our equation. So I'm going to say that, so $315 needs to be smaller. I'm sorry, I got that backwards. $315 needs to be bigger, because if we get less than more than $315, we don't have enough money. And it's equal to, because we can spend that much. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know if you know this, but it's like 5:30 in the morning. So, all right, let's go to number 18. I believe this is the last one we're going to do. Now, number 18 says, write an equation of a line that passes through the point 1, negative 2 and has a slope of 4. Now, this is just an equation thing, guys. We have the point slope form, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. I know I'm going to use this because they gave me an x and a y. That's my x1, y1. And they gave me a slope, which is m. I just plug those in and clean it up, and we have our answer. So let's see, y minus y1 is negative 2. So I have a boom, boom. Equals m, our slope, 4, times x minus x1 is 1. Now, on the left side, I have y plus 2, but I'm going to distribute my 4 over the parentheses. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. Now I need y by itself, so I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. And I get my answer is y equals 4x minus 6. All right, guys, remember this test is multiple choice. It's going to be on a Scantron, so at least eliminate answers. I know you can all do parts of every one of these problems if you can't do it all. Once you do that, it should eliminate some answer choices, so be smart. Good luck.